So the first question is 6.1. 6.1, number 37 on in your book, number 13 online. 27 in the book, number 37 in the book, number 13 online. What's the word at the top that tells you what you're going to be doing? Determine. What does the word determine mean? Plug and what? Plug and chug. So that's what we're going to do. So plug the values in. That means wherever there's an X, you're going to put a set of parentheses in. Now that's what I told y'all to do whenever you evaluate or determine, whatever. Wherever there's an X, you put a set of parentheses in.
Do the numbers change each time you go into the question?
If you do a similar exercise, or if this is somebody else's question, yes, the X and Y may change. This number may change. This number may change. This is similar to the question in the book, and it's similar to your question number 13 when you pull up number 13. All right, run it down, please. So, you're going to take the X, and wherever there's an X, you're going to put a set of parentheses in. So rewrite the question. Negative parentheses squared plus 5 parentheses minus 3. That's the whole thing behind plugging and chugging. Whenever you have an X, you put in a set of parentheses. And we're going to plug in a 3 here. And we're going to plug in a 3 here. It's equal to 3. Sorry. It's equal to 3. I just saw that. So 3 squared is what? Five times 3 is negative 9 plus 15 is what? And 6 minus 3 is this a true statement? So it is a solution. Now that's not difficult if you put in parentheses wherever there's an X. But if you start thinking, what's the number one question that people are going to ask on this question? That negative out front. That's the first question that's going to be asked. No more sneezing, folks. No more sneezing. So if you put the parentheses, there's no problem. Capisce? So that's that question. Next question. 6.2, 4315. Looks like number 43 in the book. I done forgot what number it was. Thank you. 4315. One or two people that listen. Thank you. What's the first thing I'm going to do with this problem? Clear the fractions. First thing I'm going to do. Now you don't have to. If you don't like, since everything's got a common denominator, you could use fractions. There's no reason to do that, but if you just like to, that's fine. Or you can multiply through by what? 7 over 1. And then you'll get 2x plus 1 is equal to negative 9. So we'll do it both ways. So on one side, we're going to work it as is. So 2/7 x plus 1/7 is equal to negative 9/7. And I'm going to subtract 1/7 on both sides. And that gives me 2/7 x is equal to what? Negative what? Negative 10/7. And then how do I get rid of multiplying by 2/7? Divide by 2/7, which means I'm going to multiply by what? 7/2. And what happens to your 7s? And that leaves you with negative what? Negative 5. That is the most difficult way to do it. Easy way to do it. Is to multiply through by common denominator. 7 over what? And that will leave you with a second step equation of 2x plus what? 1 is equal to negative what? Negative 9. Subtract 1, subtract 1. I'll take it across the river, whichever one you want to do. Divide by 2. I would much rather do this. And if you learn how to do this, it will help you more in other mathematics courses. Don't say you're not going to take another mathematics course, because usually what happens is you get your 2-year degree, and then you go back, go to work, and then you end up saying, oh, well, I can make $4,000 or $5,000 more, $10,000 more, and then you come back. So don't say never, all right? But if you remember this rule right here, it will help you out tremendously in any of your algebraic-based math. Okay? So hopefully that helped you out. And the answer is negative 5. Next one, 6.257/20. 6.257/20. Let me just write it so everybody can see it. 2/3 times x minus 5 is equal to 3/5 times 5x minus 3. There you go. What am I going to multiply through by? 15, good. So I'll just add that step in red. 15 over 1. $15 over 1. Probably did.
I did, in my last class before I come to the Anderson campus, there's like a watermelon that I felt and I nearly wanted to.
I don't understand why people do that, but that's the whole reason.
So available on food in the nearest corner.
Well, there's three sayings I always say live by. One is nothing's free. The other one is there's always one. And then the third one is there's two kinds of people in the world, givers and what? Takers. Three things to live by. For guys, there's four things to live by. Never answer the question,
Do all of that.
do I look bad in this? And if I die, would you be married? Say what?
Just listen.
Mm. I say, I love apples. That's what I say. Or it's beautiful weather outside, or
I'd be okay if someone told me I
Huh?
don't.
no, you don't even try that. That's like when you have an argument about something and you try to change it to be positive and you pick up on that and shit. Don't do that either. You got bit by what? All right. So multiply the 15 over 1 times 2/3 x minus 5. I'm putting a baby step in here. Equals 15 over 1 times 3/5 times 5x minus 3. All right, and 15 times 2 is 30, divided by 3 is 10. Or 15 and 3 will go into each other. 3 will go into 15 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. You're going to get 10 no matter what. 35 divided by 5, or, that is 35, right? I mean 45, sorry. Or 15 divided by 5 is what? 3. 3 times 3 is 9. You're going to get 9 no matter what. Okay, now that you've got something that you can work with, what are we going to do next? Distribute. Which one's the smallest bucket? The 10x or the 45x? 10x. So we're going to move it because that's what everybody would do, even in this real world. So we get 50 is equal to 45 minus 10 is, I'm sorry, what? 35. I thought I heard 75. Sorry. Minus 27. And then that 27 come across the river, plus 27. That'll give me 77 equals 35x. Divide by 35. And unless it's reducible, that should be your answer. The only thing that will go into 77 is 11 and 7. So 7 will go into 35. Did I see the mistake?
That's what I was, yeah, that's what I was.
50, did I? You're right. I'm sorry. 50. There it is right there. I just decided to change the problem. Thank you. Okay, negative 50 plus 27, so that last fifth. I just do that every once in a while. Make sure y'all are awake. Negative 50 changes to positive 50. Out of the one. Negative 50 plus 27 is what? Negative 13 or 27? Negative 27. 23. Negative something. Negative 23 is equal to 35x. Divide by 35 and divide by 35. And that should be your answer. And it's prime, 23 is prime. So that should be your answer. We'll check it to make sure that I didn't make another mistake. Negative 23 divided by, try it again. Negative 23 divided by 35. And we feel good about ourselves. Okay. I don't know what I just exited out of, but next one. 6.3 26/8. 6.3 26/8. Okay. Time for intimidation. That's what this is, intimidation. So blow it up a little bit now, if you don't mind. What do you do when you plug and chug? Put parentheses wherever you need to. So that means you're going to put a parenthesis here, set a parentheses here, set a here, set here, and set here. Then after you put your parentheses in, what are you going to do? Plug and chug. Do not plug and chug until you put the parentheses in, unless you want to make a careless mistake. Okay. Don't try. It's wrong. For those of you who don't know, that's the quadratic formula, something that's drilled into schools from 11th and 12th grade kids, and then they don't ever use them in college algebra. They don't ever use complete squares. The reason they don't teach complete squares. No, it's actually basic math, but the way it is. There's 3 or 4 different ways to teach including the squares. Alright, Vanna, you can do it, bring it down. Alright, so before I even start the problem, I don't even care what A, B, and C are, because I got to do this. Negative parentheses plus the square root of parentheses squared minus 4 times parentheses times parentheses over 2 times parentheses. Now, once I have my equation written, I plug and chug. A gets a 2. B gets a negative 5. C gets a negative 12. Now, before I start this, there's 3 places that people get messed up. Somebody tell me where they are. Where? Nope. That's not it. Where do they get messed up?
B.
Right there. Where else? Right there. And right there with that one. This is one place. If you put the parentheses in there, you're less likely to have one of those careless mistakes, or all 3 of them. Okay? So, let's start from left to right. Negative 1 times negative 5 is plus square root. What's negative 5 times negative 5? And what's negative 4 times 2 times negative? That's going to be negative 8 times 2 is now what? The positive. And that's where, those are 3 places that people mess up. I'll do this one for you. And 25 plus 100 is 125, minus 4, 121. So 5 plus square root of 121 over 4. And everybody should know the square root of 121, it's 11. And 5 plus 11 is 16 over 4 is, and we feel good about it. That's a pretty good test question right there. Intimidate and discourage. 6.334.9. 6.334.9. A good problem. This is a good test question also. Why is this one a good test question? Because it's discouraging and gets you to quit and skip it? Or because it's something that you use in real life? Every bank, savings account, and CD is based on this. Every checking account that draws interest is based on this. This is your interest rate. Compound interest. Write it down. Put a highlight beside it. Not because of the test, not because of a grade, but it's basically how you can figure simple compound interest. R is the rate. It'll be written in a decimal. So if you have 2%, then it's going to be 0.02. Not that I know of, I don't know. Might be one. N is equal to the number of times it is compounded. What does compound mean? That means it goes through a computer and it gets calculated. So how many times does this one get calculated? 12 times. How many months is there? 12. So what is this? Compounded monthly. And T is usually how many years it's kept in the bank. Savings account, checking account, CD, whatever. P is the principal. I think that's principal, P-L-E. Because principal, P-A-L, is your guy that's over the school. So principal is, I think, L-E. Principal is $6,000. That's the money that you put into the savings account. So this guy or lady put $6,000 in a CD, savings account, whatever, for 7 years, and it's compounded monthly. Yes, this is a plug and chug question, but more is a calculator question. This is a calculator question. So get your calculators out. Notice that's the first time I said get your calculators out. So you add negatives to now. Except when you turn negative 50 into a positive 50 without any kind of. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite I'm going to put brackets there for P. 1 plus parentheses over parentheses raised to the parentheses times parentheses power. My P is 6,000. My R is 0.0 what? 0.03. My N is 12. And my T is what? Let me ask you a question. Since I've told you that T is usually in years, what if I told you 6 months? You kept the savings account you kept the money in the savings account for 6 months. What would it be? What would T be? 0.5. Yeah, 0.5. I think you're on the right track. You think of half of the year. 6 months is half of the year, so it'd be 0.5. You might want to write that down because sometimes some of y'all have to take standardized tests. Any of y'all nursing people in here, you have to take a test before you, some kind of test, and it's usually standardized. And they like to put 6 months on the standardized test. And if you put 6 in for T, it's wrong because it's 0.5. And they love to do that. So you might want to make a note, especially some of you that might be taking any kind of standardized test. Anybody putting in a job at Michelin, they have to take a standardized test. Bosch, I think they have to. I know the nursing, y'all have something that y'all have to take. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so A is equal to, and you can do this whole operation on your calculator, and I'm fixing to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it without even punching in a parenthesis. Take your handy dandy calculator out. Everybody should have one or an application on your handy dandy phone. Okay, here we go. First thing you do is the middle, right here. 0.03 divided by 12. So here we go. 0.03 divided by 12. And everybody should get that. 0.0025. Add that to 1. Add 1. So hit addition. 1 equals. Now let me ask y'all a question. What two entities in the United States is not into generosity? One is the bank, and the other one is Las Vegas. What do you mean Las Vegas? Do they believe in giving you money? No. The probabilities are so low in Vegas that they're really taking your money. Okay? Yeah, there's somebody that hits it every now and then, but there's a lot of money that's been put into that slot machine or a lot of money that's been put into that poker game before somebody wins it. Okay? What number will these parentheses right here, right there, will that number always be close to? 1 or 2? I heard 1 or 2 ones and I heard some mumbling. Okay? Why would it stay toward 1? Because if it goes toward 2, what is the bank going to do to your money? Double it. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6,000 would be what? 12,000. Is the bank going to give you $12,000 just like that? No. So that number will always stay around what? 1. Now, let me go ahead and say this. That's real life. On these regeneration questions, you may get a 2 or a 3 right here, but that's just because of the way the numbers regenerate. This number in real life or in a real application will always be around 1 to 1.5, somewhere in there, because they're not going to go and give you twice as much money. Okay? Well, yeah, with millions and millions of dollars, but they're still not going to put a lot because what are they doing with your money while it's in the savings account? They're using it. A lot of people don't realize that banks, that's what they do. They take your money, and it's on paper, and they use that money and they invest it. And then they make money on your money while you're letting it sit in the what? In the bank. But in turn, at the end of 10 years, or at the end of 5 weeks, whenever, your money is guaranteed to be there. Versus a jar in the backyard covered up with dirt. Or a safe in the house. I know a guy, $65,000 in a 6-foot safe. And guess what they did? In a 2-story house, at the top of the 2-story house, and guess what they did? They took a 65-foot chain, hooked it to the back of the truck, put the chain around the safe, and guess what they did? They took off.
Oh, well, look at that.
That's real life.
Had $65,000 in it.
Well, why
Because that's the instruction.
They stole it. They stole it from a guy. Huh?
It's like Fast and the Furious when they stole it.
They did.
It's like this big fancy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this guy did. $65,000. He lost it.
Yeah, it was on
the- Yeah, I know, I was watching it.
At least if somebody steals the money out of the bank, they're insured. You get the money back. Hopefully. Huh? It was somebody that worked for him.
Mighty close.
Yep. All right, so we take that 1.0025 and we raise it. What's 12 times 7? 84? Right? 84? Raise that, hit X to the Y, or the caret symbol. The caret symbol is right here. I'm not going to call it what they call it in high school because that's not what it is. It's a caret symbol, K-A-R-E-T. No, it's not. It's a caret symbol. Right there. Okay?
Is that what they called it though?
Let's just redneck and gummerize mathematics. That's house hop. That infuriates me.
But you,
When somebody takes something that is mathematical, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about teachers that teach math.
how's it a carrot?
That's a house hop from the Arabic.
Arabic? Okay,
All of our
see,
numbers come from
Carrot
there.
just sounds about as redneck as a fucking.
No, carrot. Carrot. Like carrot, like a
Like a carrot you
dang
can eat
old
a-
diamond. Carrot? That's what it has something to do with that.
Yeah, I think
K-A-R-E-T, isn't that the way to say carrot in jewelry? I think it comes from the Arabic. It comes from where we get these numbers from right here. All right. So you raise that to the, now some of you may have an X to the Y key, some of you may have a Y to the X key. Hit that, or X to the Y, Y to the X. You hit that button, and 84. Don't be like one of my neighbors. Called me up, this was a long time ago. 5 or 6 years. Called me up. I need your help. They live about half mile down the road. I said, what's wrong? My daughter has this class, and she's got to use this calculator, and this calculator's broke. I said, what's wrong with it? She said, just get down here. Okay. I got in the car. She said, look at this thing. You type in 1, and you hit exponent, and you hit 29, and it gives you 1. How do you tell next door neighbor, somebody that you've known for a long time, that they are mathematically challenged? 1 to any power is what? 1. So this number is still going to stay around what? Still going to stay around 1. So you hit enter.
How did
1.23333.
How did you go about that conversation once you realized that?
I told her, I said, this is something that's very commonly forgotten. I thought that was pretty good.
No.
Well, I wasn't going to say, you a DA and you should live in a ditch. I wasn't going to say that. I just say that to my students. And then you multiply that times what? Now, I also put on a pop quiz one time. I put, just to see how many students, so I had a, this is the second year I was teaching, and I had the calculator drill team in there. Okay, this is one of these classes that, you know, they do all the, take it out of the sleeve and do it all together and when synchronized. They were all, yeah, they were all out of high school, and that's all they knew how to do, is use that calculator. So I asked them, I said, if you put $10,000 in a savings account for blah, 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 10 years, and you had 5% interest, blah, blah, blah. I had one simple question at the bottom. I said, will you pull, at the end of 10 years, will you have more or less? Half of them couldn't answer. All I wanted was more or less. Half of them left it blank. Those are the same people who can't make change with cash register. Will you have more or less? More. Is this high? Yes, this is high. For a savings account, yes. That's high. Yeah. So now, there, I know one of my savings accounts is like 0.02002. Since the bottom fell out in 2008, this banks, they won't give any money for money because there's not a lot of people aren't putting money into the bank because they ain't got it. And that's your answer. Now, what do you do if you win the lottery? I always do this problem. So let's say you win. Let's say, because a lot of people think they know what they're going to do when they win the lottery. Let's say you win $5 million.
You ain't gonna get all that unless you.
Well, you win $15 million, you get $5 million, all right?
There you go.
So you got $5 million. What should you do? The first thing you should do is put it in the bank, not go to a strip club,
Pay
not
your
buy a
stuff.
brand new F-350 Buick, 4-wheel drive, 4-door, put $650,000 in the console, and come out of the strip club, and guess what? Somebody has stolen your truck and the $650,000. How did I know about that? It happened in Texas.
I was gonna say, not you.
About 5 or 6 years ago, some of y'all may remember, it was a guy that is an older man, and he owned like he owned like a building contracting place or something. He won like 2 or 3 million, or I don't know how much. But anyway, he went out, bought a brand new truck, put $650,000 of cash in the console. Went to the strip club, came out of the strip club, and his truck and $650,000 was gone. So, don't do that. So let's plug it in. You go, you walk into the, a lot of people say, "But I got to pay all bills." You walk into a bank with $5 million, you ain't got to worry about no debts. You ain't got to worry about your house, because they're going to cover everything for you. It might be a loan, small interest loan. If you walk in with $5 million, you don't have to worry about anything.
When everything's for it.
Exactly. You ever watch dang old Clampets, dang old Beverly Hillbillies?
Oh, yeah.
Why did Mr. Drysdale have a fit over the Clampets? Because all that money was in his bank. All right? You take that money, and let's say, just be generous, 3%. All right? 3%, and you tell the bank that you're going to keep it in there for 10 years. All right? So let's do that. $5 million.
I'm trying to buy a new car.
All you got to do is tell the bank, they'll give you a loan. Won't even check your credit. Why? Why? Because all they got to do is put in a contract, they'll take it out of $5 million.
But you need to buy cash.
Hold on, we're going to get there. Just hold on. $5 million, 1 plus 0.03. Let's say it's compounded monthly. And you can put it in there for 10 years. And let's say you put it in a money market to where you can make 3 withdrawals a year. Okay? So you have some money you can get. Okay, so 12 times, what I say, 10 years? All right, y'all do that. I want you to punch it in your calculator so you can get so you can make sure you know how to do it. Remember, this one first, then add that, then raise to that, and multiply by that. All right, hold on. 0.03 divided by 12 plus 1 raised to the 120th power times 5 million. Minus 5 million so in 10 years you've made that amount, which comes out to be per year divided by 10. How many of you could live off 174,000 a year? I think I could do that. I think I could do okay on that. Now, of course, not everybody wins $5 million, but there's inheritance and there's lottery. I mean, if you ever come up on a lump sum of money, please don't go to the strip club and buy a new car and do all that. Go to the bank, put it in the bank until you figure out what you're going to do with it. You can leave it in a money market. You can take money. You can take it out. That money can be making a little bit of money instead of you putting it in the console of your car. Yeah, you can invest, but that's when you call a lawyer / accountant. That's who you call. You don't go with your brother-in-law saying, you need to put in condominiums. As Rocky says, never use them. That was Rocky 2, not Rocky 1. Oh, I've already went over that. I'm sorry. What? Y to the X, to probably do it on yours. Y to the X. Yeah. And put 120. And close parentheses. Close parentheses. And then equals. And that's that. And multiply that times. And then 5 million. 5 6 years. There you go. All right, so Shelley, don't spend all your money at one time, all right?
Okay.
I know that O'Reilly stock is really up there. Right? When I first started working at Walmart, I bought stock. I would be a rich man right now if I'd left it in there. Don't want to think about that.
What about penny stocks? Penny stocks is good.
I don't know anything about it. There's only one thing I know about having to do with stock, and that is livestock. That's it. Only thing I know about is beef. That's it. Beef and maybe a little bit of pork. That's it. And I don't know about what they have in the paper. I know about what's out there on the hoof. That's all I know about. But a lot of people laugh at it, but it's the same thing. Except mine's walking around. I got a little bit more control over mine than somebody that's bought 10 or 15,000 orange shares, orange juice, or pork bellies, or whatever. Where do pork bellies go? They're buying a sausage, dang old potted meat. Let's not talk about that. You ever seen dang old Sling Blade? Dang old, there's one right there. Dang, there's one right there. I believe I see one right there.
But what about when he said, what's the number to 911?
Yeah, that is.
Clean plate, clean plate.
I tell you one thing, the best part of that movie. There's two parts of that movie that I love, and that's when Dwight Yoakam gets drunk and pushes the guy in the wheelchair in the wall. That's funny. And when he takes a thing to Dwight Yoakam, one because he can't sing, and two, he's a jerk in the movie. When he takes that, no, lawnmower blade, dang old. Yeah, split his head like a watermelon. I'll be sitting here eating a biscuit.
She asked him, was he dead? Yeah, the second one, still his head clean off.
Now, if you have a bad day and you want to watch something funny, watch the scene where Dwight Yoakam gets drunk. What's his name in that movie? Is it Doyle? Doyle. Doyle gets drunk. Watch that. Now that's hilarious. We ain't got no band. We suck. And he pushes that guy in the wheelchair, pushes him in the wall, and John Ritter, the character, goes crazy. That's funny. John Ritter's character is funny in that movie. All right, we just did that one. All right, 6.334.9. 6.334, same one. We'll go over another one. 6.42712. 6.42712. All right, this one says if 2 is subtracted from a number, if 2 is subtracted from a number, remember me telling y'all to do that? Whenever you see any kind of hint of subtraction, crisscross. If 2 is subtracted from a number, and this difference is what? The result is x 12, and what goes in the middle? So there is your equation. Now, does it matter about this one as far as order goes? No. Does it matter about this one? Yes. So 3 times x minus 2 is equal to x plus 12. 3x minus 6 is equal to x plus 12. Which one's the smallest bucket? The x. Bring the 12 across the river. That's a 12. Bring the 6 across the river. 2x is equal to what? And x is equal to 9. I think that's the right answer. The little red triangle means somebody answered this, and their answer is, you got to put on a little red triangle and see what they answered. When you see more than and subtracted than, or less than, crisscross. It'll help you out tremendously. Whatever. All right. Next one. (6.431/13). Mary Beth works from home as a graphic designer. Recently, she raised her hourly rate by 7% to cover increased costs. Her new hourly rate is $22.66. Find Mary Beth's previous hourly rate. Walmart equation. X plus or minus percentage X is equal to the total. That's what I would use. What does this look like? A shirt cost is raised 7% over cost. The shirt is $22.66. Find the shirt's what? Original price. The same thing. Unless you want to do something different. We're trying to find X. Now, what does she do? Raise. I haven't yet met a student that says, okay, raise minus. I haven't yet. Everybody pretty much, when they see raise, that means plus. 0.07 X is equal to 22.66. Now, if a shirt is raised 7%, and this is the final cost of that shirt, what's your original answer going to be compared to $22.96? Or less. $1.07x is equal to 22.66. Get your calculators out. And somebody tell me that price. I must check the grounding. Well, the answer is 21.18.
It was round.
Okay. That's sure. Walmart equation. We need to put a comment there. They'll sue me before it's over with. You know they're about to go under. I was being facetious.
I was about to say how. They're making all those little neighborhood market things and all that.
Yeah, I think it's good that every section of the town gets a Walmart.
Yeah, then maybe I could go in one that doesn't.
I think it's very
have
justified.
Well, I'm trying to go in like this.
I think all Walmarts should be in each part of town. That way each part of town gets to feel the pain. I feel your pain.
No, like, I hate going to the big one in Seneca because you can't go in there and not see somebody you know. If there were more of them, all those people you know is first. So I'd be like,
Yeah, that's true. It could be worse. It could be like Hartwell, where everybody is kin to everybody. You know.
We'll see if there's.
That's the way Anderson used to be. I understand. I feel your pain. It all depends on what your destination of is. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Clinton, President Clinton. Bill Clinton?
Hey, history. What are you talking about?
History? That was like what, 90s?
I wasn't born
Too bad
until
history.
96.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
know.
so sorry.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Wow, calm yourselves, people.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Oh, listen. Hey, that's it. We're done. We're done. All right, let's see what y'all's test looks like. What? Are y'all still talking about age? Okay.
What's the oldest person in the room?
Me? I'm naturally going to say that because there's women in here, and I'm going to say I'm the oldest.
Me?
Yeah, and never try and guess a woman's age.
Oh, that's a given.
Well,
I'm 48.
huh?
48. Told you. I'm old as dirt, man. All right.
You're right.
Let's see. 155.
I've been having gray hair since 12th grade.
My sister got gray hair since 12th grade.
Okay, just for all you ladies, you can have laser hair removal if you have any gray hair on your body. So if you ever want that prior to, get it done now. You don't have gray hair. Or guys.
Yeah, apparently if you have gray hair, you can't have your hair lasered away.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just going to leave it alone, okay?
Oh. You know, like the...
I know what lasers are, but I don't know about the gray hair thing. I don't know about that.
I know apparently if your follicles unable to be in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's get off of that. Let's get off of age. Age is like politics and religion. We don't need to stay on it too long. Somebody's going to end up getting mad. All right. I am ready to start. Solve the equation. Boy, that's difficult. Let's do that one. 5n plus 40 is equal to 45. Now, y'all should be able to knock that thing out real quick. No fractions, no anything. 5n plus 40 is equal to 45. We don't have to move the little bucket. We just have to move 40 across the river. 5n is equal to what? And n is equal to, please don't mess that up. Okay? Look there. I didn't just make this up. I just pulled that test up. I know. I'm just awful. X is equal to negative parentheses plus square root of parentheses squared minus 4 times parentheses over 2 times parentheses. A is equal to 2. So we're going to plug that in here and here. Negative 5 is just the same one we did.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to regenerate.
$100 there.
Okay, we'll just say it's 4 then. I didn't know it was supposed to regenerate. I'm going to have to fix that. Put some fractions in there. Tell me about it. Does Hubert replace your lowest grade? Ernie Rolfe deposits $2,900 at 4% for 1 year. How much interest will he earn? What is the account balance at when? Okay, this is simple interest. All right, simple interest.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
All right, see you. All right, simple interest. So they just multiply. This is the Walmart equation. 1 plus, or not 1, 2,900 plus 0.04 times 2,900 is equal to whatever. Does somebody crank that out? What can you say this is like? It's just like taxes, isn't it? Pretty much. And somebody tell me what it comes out to be. 30. yeah, you gotta subtract it from this, or subtract this from this, and that's the interest, how much? And then the total is 36. Hang on, Walmart for you. How is your test counted? Takes the highest grade. Okay. Oh, sorry. Email address, only one that you can answer. No, it's not supposed to clump them up like that. It's supposed to do them. Inequality. What'd you say? Inequality. Does this one say integer? Yes or no? No, it does not. So therefore, it's going to be shaded. It's not going to be dots. You don't have any dots, so you don't need to worry about it. 6 times 3x minus 1 is less than or equal to 3 times 6x minus 3. And what's your first step? Distribute. And that's going to be 18x minus 6 is less than or equal to 18x minus what? What happens to the 18? And you get negative 6 is less than or equal to negative 9. True or false? False. False. Why? What's better to have in the bank account? Negative $6 or negative 9? So negative $6 is what? Greater than negative $9. So your answer is no solution. And how do you say no solution on a number line? There's your integer. Nine times x plus 5 minus 27 is less than or equal to 7x plus 8. I'm going to give y'all a couple of minutes to work on that. Don't forget to draw those arrows because somebody's going to forget to multiply by that second term. All right, what do we usually do after we distribute? Combine, so 9x. You have $45, you spend 27. What's the outcome? I hope you're right, because I don't have any idea. 7x plus 8. Which one's the smaller bucket? 7. Take it over, you get 2x plus 8 is less than 8. Did I change something again? Yep, I sure did. Minus 18. So 2x is less than negative what? 10x is less than or equal to negative 5. Now I have a question. What kind of dot are you going to put on the number line? Closed. Why? Because of this guy right here. So closed on negative 5. Closed on negative 5. Oops. Negative 5, that's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Okay, so all of them got a closed dot on negative 5. But which numbers, whole numbers, are less than negative 5? To the left or to the right? To the left. So that takes that one out. And that takes that one out. So which one is it? It's C because of the integers. This right here. That is real numbers. This is integers. Integers is a 25-cent word for what? Whole numbers. Oh my gosh. I gave y'all that simple a problem. What's y equal to? Capital Z divided by what? Divided by n. How can you get this problem wrong? Besides doing the algebra wrong. How can you do this problem wrong and you think you got it right? Exactly. If you put in a lowercase z and a capital N, it'll probably mark it wrong. If you put in a lowercase z over a lowercase n, it'll probably mark it wrong. Because in science, this z means something different from a lowercase z. Or whatever formula. Alright, look at this one. The weight W of an object varies inversely as the square of the distance. I'm going to go ahead and give you the formula on this because 2 or 3 of y'all, it might cause your head to explode. Okay? So W is equal to something over something because it's inversely. And the square, let me go ahead and tell you this. When you see as the square, that means something raised to the second power, okay? It does not mean the square root. I do not agree with the way that's written. I think it should be inversely as a number squared. I think it should be written like that. I think that's misleading to students. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, when you see this, you're not going to see square root. You're not. This means something squared. So something squared.
And that says in the square?
As the square.
As the square.
The weight of an object varies inversely as the square of the what? Distance. So that's D. And varies inversely. That means weight is equal to K over what? D squared. There you go. Now, that takes care of the square of the distance D from the what? From the center of the earth. So somebody sitting on the surface like we are is how far from the center of the earth? 3,978 what? Miles. So we got to find out what we weigh or what K is at the surface before we can even think about doing something else. So let's find out what K is. An astronaut weighs 126 pounds at the surface at sea level. She weighs 126 pounds. So you got to find K with 126 pounds. So W is 126 equal to K over length squared. And what do they give us? 3,978. 3,978. Get your calculators out. Because K is equal to this times what? That BA number. So K is equal to 126 times that BA number. Squared, raised to the second power. Now it says, find her weight when she is what? Which is this plus what? This. So that's going to be D is going to be this plus this. So W is equal to 126 times 3975 squared over distance squared, which is going to be 3978. Oops, I'm sorry. 38. There goes my dyslexia, which changing numbers. 3978 plus what? 184 squared. Now somebody crank out this math. Now, let me ask you a question. I'm going to sing. If she weighs 126 pounds on Earth, what is she going to weigh in space? She's going to weigh less, right? So if you get 215 pounds, you did something what? Wrong. So somebody give me W. Or W. You know where you're from. Parentheses 126 times parentheses 3978 squared equals divided by parentheses 3978 plus 184 quantity squared equals 115 point what? 115 pounds. What does it say? Round to the nearest hundred? 115.11. 115.11. Next.
I got 535,000.
That woman weighs a lot.
Wrong, obviously, but how did I get that?
It probably is the way you put your parentheses in. Did you use parentheses?
I did the parentheses, like parentheses 126, parentheses, and then it's like, you think it's because I got the square after?
Put the square, yeah. Put the square, because what it did, it multiplied this times this, and then it squared it.
Right.
And that gave you another BA number.
So,
You need to put the square inside the parentheses right there.
okay.
And then do that first, and hit divided by, and then put parentheses 390.78 plus 184, close parentheses, squared.
So would it be wrong if I would have like squared that number and then times $2.26?
No, you square this first.
Square first?
Yes. Square this first, then multiply by 126 and hit enter.
Okay.
Then hit divided by, and then put this in parentheses, because it tells the calculator to do this, square it, and then divide it into this number.
Okay.
Okay? What time's class over? Okay, I got 3 minutes, so y'all chill. I'm going to. There's another problem you can write down, unless y'all just don't want to write it down and, be surprised on the test. It says Z plus hit freeze. Blow it up a little bit. Freeze. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me get this out of the way so they can copy it. There you go. Blow it up and hit freeze. There you go. You got freeze yet? Okay. 155. Brown. Carey. Dawson. Charles. Edwards. Elliott. Grubbs is here. Lee Croy. Littman. Pardue is here. Queen is here. Rochester is not here. Roebuck. No Roebuck. Satterfield. Shaw. Neither Smith is here. Vernon. Whitfield. Williford's here. Wright. Okay, just to acknowledge, hit unfreeze, please. This one, you, hold on. Cross multiply or multiply through by 99. You can do either one. This one's plug and what? Plug and chug. Non final exam, be online, yes. Bathroom. Week of finals. Another integer. What's different about this one? Bring the negative 5x over. I would. And then solve it. Multiply through by 3. Why does that do that? And that's that. For water rate, this is direct proportion. 1.05 over 1,000 is equal to x over 35,900. We did one of those in class. Another inequality, not integers, just real numbers. Last day of the semester, and Wade. Let's see how many we got right. The ones that we did, we got right. All right, y'all get out of here. Glad y'all got to see me today. Somebody hit my button for me.
You got all fancy.